everybody, I thought I'd do this video outside since it's nice outside. The lighting is pretty good and the trees are beautiful color. Look, there's my maple tree is yellowy orange, my fake crabapple tree is kind of going red, and my burning bush is just starting to go red. So I figured the scenery was a bit better, so I figured, there we go, we'll do it here. So I want to do a video of about 20 things that I don't buy anymore. To save money, because we don't use them, and to give you ideas of what you could do to replace them too. So for one thing that I don't buy anymore, which I used to buy, especially when the kids were small, was just random things at the dollar store that looked neat and stuff like that. I have so much stuff that from like when the kids were small that I just bought because I thought it was good or was educational and stuff, and we didn't get to use them, so I've been giving that stuff away. So that was waste of money, you know. So now I do buy stuff at the dollar store, but I go and buy things with a purpose, or things that might be useful to organize something that I have a plan for. Other than that, I just bypass it. And if it's still there the next time, then I might buy it. But I don't try and buy things very impulsively. I go to the dollar store, or I go to the thrift stores with a purpose, and only buy things that I know that will work for whatever I need it for, versus not having a plan. I don't really buy apps. Like, my husband buys apps sometimes, but usually we go and check out apps in like your Google Play, or if you're on iTunes, an Apple version. The free ones are usually pretty good. Now, if you use that app a lot and the bonus features for it would be useful. Like, we do buy the Business Calendar Pro. It was like $2, but since we're on Android, we have one email account that we purchase all of our apps with, so we can have it on my phone, on my husband's phone, on my daughter's phone, you know, so we don't have to have it on each separate phone and pay it 3 times. You only buy it once. Another thing, so paper towels. I don't buy paper towels often. I buy them maybe once a year, once every 2 years. I used to buy them when the kids were small, and then I got into Norwex and microfiber cloths, and I was using them. But I also found that the microfiber cloths at the dollar store or elsewhere were also pretty good for those type of things, except for deep cleaning. But also, I just cut up material, usually clothing that has holes in it. I make scrap material to use for cleaning up messes. And then if I'm using those things and it's a really icky mess, I just throw it out. Okay? Like, I'll usually just throw it in the green bin and it gets recycled and get composted and stuff like that. But that's what the joys of that is. I picked up like one package of 6 toilet papers, last fall, I think, when they were on sale. And I still have 4 rolls, and I think I have 1 in the kitchen that my kids sometimes use but I don't. So the paper rolls of paper towels last for a very long time. But I know people who buy them on a weekly basis, so I just don't do that. Paper napkins. I don't think I've ever bought paper napkins, except for birthday parties to get something color. We do have paper napkins at home, but it's usually like when we do takeout or order in food, they usually give you napkins, or I always grab napkins when I'm getting stuff, and I put them in my purse, and we just have those at home. And those I usually don't even use at the table. Those I shove in my kids' lunches if there's something that could be messy, like if I sent them with wings or something like that for lunch. We have cloth napkins that I bought at thrift stores. I just buy them, that you get them for like a quarter or whatever, you just wash them. But yeah, we just tend to not do paper napkins. Books. I used to buy books all the time. I used to go to Chapters and get the books as soon as it came out. Then I switched to getting books from the library. You had to usually wait a while longer. But also I bought books used because it wasn't really important for me to spend $20 for a hardcover book, because when it comes out, it's always in hardcover first, or $10, $15 for a softcover. Buying them used, you're paying $5. Well, now I don't usually even buy them. I tend to get them for free. If I do have books from friends, family, from Free Cycle, from Buy Nothing groups and stuff, people will offer books for free, and and then only one person ever bought the book, and the book kind of travels, like the traveling books, like Book Crossings. You can check that out too. But we tend to get audiobooks. We do buy those, some of them, and then sometimes one person buys them and shares them or whatever. Like my husband buys it and then I read it. It's kind of the same thing. We're still purchasing it. We're not selling it or anything like that. But there's some that you can get for free. Download them for free from your library, from Gutenberg Project, a whole bunch of places that you can get some audiobooks for free or really cheap. And audiobooks are cheaper than the paperback books, and you don't have the clutter. You have electronic clutter of keeping it in your files, but you don't have clutter of having to fill up bookshelves and bookshelves and bookshelves of books. So I don't buy books hardly anymore. And if I do, I don't pay full price. I buy them used, but usually I get them for free if I'm going to get a book. Same thing with cookbooks. I used to buy cookbooks because they look nice and stuff like that, but then I realized that I wasn't really using them. There are certain cookbooks I do use, and if I find I don't use a cookbook, I will give it away. I will give it to somebody else, But if there's a cookbook and there's only a couple recipes I want from it, I'll copy those recipes and then give it away. But I find Pinterest is great for that, allrecipes.com. If we're watching MasterChef and stuff like that, and one of the chefs has a recipe that we want to try, I'll Google it, and it's usually posted somewhere online, and I'll get the recipes that way. I don't have to buy the cookbooks. Now, there's certain ones that I do like to buy that have menu plans or saving time and stuff like that, or the once-a-month cooking ones and stuff like that. I do sometimes buy those, but I never buy them full price. I never pay full price. Except, I usually get them on sale. I usually have used or on sale when it has some sort of discount code, and that. Another thing I don't get is clothes. I don't usually go shopping for clothes for myself. For my kids, I do. But I don't usually go shopping for myself in the stores. I don't go to outlet malls to shop really for myself. If I'm going to do shopping for myself, I'll go to thrift stores. But I don't want to pay that money. I'm a plus-size girl. Plus-size clothes, good quality plus-size clothes is expensive. Jeans are $50 or whatever. I don't want to spend $50 for a pair of pants. I will get those same jeans from Pennington's or whatever at Value Village for under $10, usually at least under $20. So I'll pay a third of the price, and they're just as good. And my weight fluctuates, and I really don't want to invest in money on clothing that doesn't even flatter me or doesn't fit me well. So I tend not to I use what I have if it fits, and that's it, I don't need a new jacket. I have had the same jacket forever. And if I do get new clothes, sometimes I get clothes just given to me, then I don't have to spend money. And I'm much more, but anything that I don't like, that's been in my closet for a while, I will give away. I'm getting better at that. But, because sometimes I just have stuff in my closet that I hope I'll fit back into again, or I look at it and even if I fit into it again, do I actually still like it? Because it's been many moons ago. Magazines. When my mom was alive, we used to get magazine subscriptions to Taste of Home and all these cooking and food places and stuff like that. When she died, I stopped magazine subscriptions shortly after. Some of the ones I didn't like. I kept Taste of Home for about 3 or 4 years, but I wasn't really having the time to read it. So I stopped that. When my kids were small, we did get one magazine subscription for kids stuff, because there was like a fundraiser, and it was fine for that. Like, it was a gift for them at Christmas, but it was a kind of a waste of money. You know, it was something new that came into the mail for them, but. So, paper clutter, I'm awful with paper clutter. I hate paper clutter, but paper just keeps on coming to my house, and I hate it. I don't know how to deal with it, type thing. So, magazines are not good for me. If I'm going to the doctor's office, I'll read the magazines there. If I'm going to the library, they have the recent magazines. You can look there, you can copy, you can take a picture of recipes if you really want something, but you don't have to have the magazine. Frozen meals. When I was working, and even after that, we used to buy a lot of frozen meals, like the individual meals, the Hungry Man's and all that stuff, for those nights that you just wanted to grab something and go, or you took to work. Like, I worked nights, so I'd take frozen meals to work. And then I stopped. I calculated the stuff. Like, we still sometimes buy some frozen meals, like a lasagna that we like, because it's usually cheaper than I can make it. But I don't buy the individual ones hardly ever, because I prefer to make my own freezer meals. So much cheaper, so much healthier, and you get some more stuff, because a freezer meal, there's not a lot of food in there, that you get kind of hungry. So disposable things, like the Swiffer. We have a Swiffer. I don't buy the disposable things for it. I do have a microfiber mop that I purchased through Norwex many moons ago. I have the microfiber. You just throw it into the wash and wash it. But you can use a microfiber cloth on it, or what people also have been doing is knitting their own Swiffer covers for it, so it's washable, it's reusable, it's sustainable, or using, like, those fluffy socks, those fuzzy socks you can get at the dollar store. Put one of those on the Swiffer and use that around. We don't have hardwood floors. I wish we did. So the only place I use it in the kitchen and the bathroom, so it's not a big issue for me. But that's one thing I did buy years ago. It was on sale, okay, with a coupon, and we never bought replacement Swiffer things for it because I was not willing to spend $5 or $6 for a package of them. So, because I'm cheap. Dryer sheets. I sometimes buy dryer sheets not for my dryer. I buy them to put into luggage when you're storing them away, for storage, so it doesn't get any mildewy or like old smell in them. Sometimes I put them in the air vents for like air freshener, like, if especially when we turn on the heat, there's that burning kind of dust in the furnace smell. Sometimes I put that in there, but no, usually I just keep them for other things, like they're good for like mosquito repellent, so you put them in your pocket when you're going on a hike and stuff like that. And it's usually the dollar store type, so it's $1 for a package. I don't use them in my dryer. I have dryer balls. Some of them I had from Norwex, some of them I got from the grocery store. They're the plastic balls with the little spiky things on them. They work amazing. They lessen your time in the dryer and lessen your static cling. There is still some, especially if I throw my microfiber cloths in there. They tend to stick to hubby's clothes because microfiber cloths stick to everything. So I always have to check to make sure as I take the stuff out that there's not microfiber cloth sticking on his pants or shirt or that. But you can get also wool balls. You can either make them yourself with wool, or you can purchase them. They also work as well. I don't spend money on going to the salons, okay? I used to go to the salon when I was younger and get my hair colored and have a whole day experience with that. But I don't do that anymore. I buy my own hair color. I used to do it myself. Or what else I did was go to a hairstylist's house and get it done there. So much cheaper, same products and everything. Um, individually packaged snacks. I don't buy individually packaged snacks anymore, except for certain ones like yogurt tubes. I've cut them down because it's so much cheaper just to buy the big box. Like the big box of goldfish, I just put them in baggies or containers and send them that way. So much cheaper, and you don't have as much waste, especially if you use reusable containers. Juice boxes. I rarely buy juice boxes. I don't send them to school. I don't send them with them. Only time I buy them is when we're going on vacation or if we're traveling and we're hiking. I might grab that to go with their water bottle. I send them with a water bottle. Broth. I don't buy broth hardly ever. I prefer to make it myself with veggie scraps and bones and make my own bone broth. I can it or I freeze it. It's so much better. It's so much healthier. It's so much cheaper. I make it for pennies versus $1, $1.50, or $2. Canned beans. I don't buy them often. I buy sometimes, but I prefer to buy the dry beans and cook them myself in my Instant Pot or a crock pot or in a pot on the stove, or can them myself in jars. It's to still have the convenience of canned beans, but not the cost. K-cups. Our coffee maker does K-cups as well as coffee, but I have a refillable thingy for it that I put my own coffee grind in it. I do have some K-cups that I got either on sale or for birthday, Christmas, but that's all. I don't go and buy them at the store. So, I don't buy movies anymore. We used to when the kids were small. Sometimes we bought them brand new, but 99% of the time we bought them used. Usually they were $1 or less at thrift stores or garage sales. So I used to get them there. But that's it. We don't buy them. We download them. We watch them online. We go to the movies as an experience. Beauty products. I don't wear makeup. I sometimes wear lipstick. If I get sunburned, I might wear foundation. I don't buy beauty products or skin and hair products. I sometimes buy hand cream, but not. It's usually for Christmas and birthdays, and then I use it all year. I don't go and purchase the stuff throughout the year. I like the scented stuff sometimes, but usually, unless I actually run out, which rarely ever happens. So those things I don't waste money on. That's about it of things that I don't buy anymore. Some things it's not completely don't buy, but I don't buy as often. These things have really made a significant difference in my life, in saving money, and knowing where your money's going, okay? Because getting into debt and stuff is not usually about the big purchases, like buying a stereo, buying a TV, buying this. It's usually about the $5 here, the $10 here, the $20 here. All those little purchases add up, and you have to be conscious of that, because otherwise you just lose track of it, and you look and you're, oh my goodness, my bank account is down this much. Where did the money go? Because you have nothing to show for it, right? Another thing I don't really buy much is takeout coffee. Sometimes when I'm out, I will buy a takeout coffee, but I used to get Starbucks sometimes, but I don't. I do it more of a treat now, because it's $5-6 a coffee. I can't really justify that unless it's like something special, and it's literally, if anything, once every couple of weeks or less. Tim Hortons, I will get Tim Hortons because it's usually $2 a cup, and that's only when I'm going out. Like if I'm going doctor's appointments, if I'm going to Chio or something like that, I'll bring coffee with me, but then I run out, so I need to another coffee. But I'm not buying the fancy stuff. But look at what you spend right now on things, on the little things, or the bigger things, or the things that you buy on a regular basis, and see, do you need to buy these things on a regular basis, or is there something else you can do to have something that you could purchase once and not have to buy again. For example, linen napkins versus cloth napkins. Using scrap material for rags and stuff instead of paper towels, or microfiber cloths and stuff. Ones that you can buy right now that will last forever, pretty much. Just see how you can cut the costs of what you do, what you spend money on. Comment below on things that you have changed in your life that has helped you save money. Please like, share, and subscribe, and see you on the next video. Bye!